Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Top 9 Podcast with Tom Cassidy and Adele Carollo.
Hi.
For now. No, we're. This is Adele's ninth episode.
I made it, guys.
Oh, my Lord.
I made it. I really feel accomplished being here.
What a journey it's been, huh?
Mhm.
And if you're watching this podcast instead of listening to it, we're at a different location. We're at Gotham Podcast Studio, holding it down here in the heart of Midtown Manhattan, baby.
Yeah, these earphones make me feel official.
Yeah, it feels a little more professional over here. No offense to anybody, but you get what you pay for, and we weren't paying shit over there, so absolutely. But yeah, man, this is a special episode because this is Adele giving her top 9.
I'm the guest, guys. I made it to the 9th episode and to the point where I'm the guest. I'm the star.
Yeah, it's cool that we're in Midtown doing this because tell the people what your top 9 list is.
My top 9 list is top 9 romantic comedies.
Oh my Lord.
Romcoms, guys.
And no, I feel like, Midtown Manhattan has a very, like, rom-com energy to it, you know?
Yeah, anything could happen. You can meet the love of your life, turn the corner, and smash right into him.
Yeah, for sure. So how have rom-coms affected your life negatively?
I mean, we can get into that, like high expectations and all that. But, I'm still a believer. So maybe it really hasn't fucked me up. Maybe it will.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that's the problem.
You think too much of these films. Is that it?
Well, the fact that I'm defending them off the jump says a lot. I'm like, no, they're fine.
No, yeah.
But I get it. Yeah, it's unrealistic. It totally is. But I'm expecting a toned down version of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realistic about, like, comparing it, but in, like, a realist way. Like, it's not going to happen like that, but I'm still a believer.
No, of course. Love's out there, baby. Forget about it. Also, but some of these movies too, like they're like, we're not doing it the regular way. Like, like your number 9, for example. You know what? Let's just jump right into this list.
Let's jump right into it.
Adele Carollo's top 9 romantic comedies coming in at number 9.
Coming in at number 9, When Harry Met Sally.
I'll have what she's having.
Listen.
Okay.
This would be argued that it's too far down the list. It's not one of my favorites, but it actually almost didn't make the list, to be honest. And
Billy Crystal, forget about it.
It's good. And
young Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan's all over your list, by the way.
All over my list. She's the queen of rom-coms.
Mm-hmm.
So good. She's so good at it. She's so likable. You just love her.
She couldn't keep Randy Quaid in real life, though, could she?
Well, that's a whole nother story. That's real life. That's not the movies anymore.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. No disrespect to that queen. But no, yeah, When Harry Met Sally, 1989.
Yeah, great movie. I felt like I had to put it on the list because so many people would argue that it, is their number 1 or 2. Really good storytelling. And as far as like, it's a long movie, but it goes quickly. There's different parts, different times in their lives. Holidays come and go, years pass, all that good stuff.
Other relationships they were in.
Yeah.
The best part about that movie to me is the way they do the old couples.
Yes.
Which, do you know if that's real or not?
I don't know.
It's not. It's actors. But they still did a great job of it.
Background actors, too. Which...
Not even background. I mean, they were real actors that, like, it seemed real as shit, didn't it? They did a great job of blurring the lines between reality and the, like, movie and shit for that. Yeah.
And that movie touches on the whole, can you be friends with, the opposite sex? And without
How do you feel about that?
I think I can because I have plenty of male friends, but I'm fully aware they would stick it in any hole I'd let them. Half of them, most of them, I don't know.
Oh my God.
We just don't talk about it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying you can be friends, but there's always a chance that you would cross the line. Sort of. You think about it. You have to think about it.
I'll tell you,
Everyone thinks about it. But then sometimes you think about it and decide, no, it would never happen. So that's where the friendship happens.
Yeah. Phenomenal film. I like how much of like a dick Billy Crystal is in the beginning.
Totally. He's like a womanizer dick, but she loves it. But at that point, she's just friends with him, so she'll take it.
Yeah. Rob Reiner directed this film. Phenomenal director. One of his best works.
So good.
Yeah, man. I like that Italian dude in it. He's good. His like friend who because then there's her friend who's like a whore who's messing with the married guy.
Yes. and then they end up getting together, the Italian guy and her friend. Yeah.
Because they were like fighting. Because they were on a double date and then they switched and they're like, "Would you be mad?" That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. The scene in Katz's Deli is so famous. It makes the place a tourist trap because of it.
For sure.
So yeah, that's like a movie that you have to include on a list that's talking about romantic comedies.
So you're just putting this on the list begrudgingly?
A little bit. That's what we're talking about
Playing
right now.
politics with top 9, huh?
A little bit.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would say it's better than half of the movies on your list.
You're a dick. Well, I think this is where I came from because some of them aren't they're not popular. So I had to put the popular vote on there.
Sure. So this is your caveat on the list. Is the rest of the list honest?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. But yeah, I love your number 9 more than you do. Coming in at number 8?
Coming in at number 8, I remember loving this movie. There's Something About Mary.
What a title.
Yeah, even the titles is like makes you think.
Yeah, for
who's
sure.
Mary?
I know, and she's the perfect cast, Mary.
Yes. Oh, that was
Cameron
young
Diaz.
college in Cameron. It was good. There's a lot of buoyancy still happening.
Yeah, I saw that movie in theaters.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And that old lady stole every scene, and I remember like just thinking she was the funniest character. So her tan and just everything about her.
Yeah, I don't know who is that lady.
I don't even know. I probably should know the fact that she's stole
she
my
could
heart
play
in
like
this
your
movie.
aunt or something, like in like your sitcom or whatever.
Yeah, or the neighbor, the old neighbor that takes me in.
Yes.
Yeah, the Ben Stiller scenes are amazing when he's young, when they're in high school, like all that, the flashbacks of them
Sipping up the dick.
Yeah, sipping up the dick. The comb in the hair scene. I don't know why. I think it was my maturity level when I saw that movie. I just thought it was so funny.
Forget about it.
He
Iconic,
he
baby.
couldn't find the cum in the bathroom. Like that was like the start.
It is funny, man. Her brother's great in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Elliott's hilarious in that movie.
Yes. What about
Matt Dillon?
Matt Dillon.
And they had a relationship from the movie.
Yeah.
A movie romance. That's funny.
Well, what's better than like pretending to be in love and laughing? Like that's the recipe for
Matt Dillon was a hot piece of ass back then, huh?
Totally.
Yeah, they were a good couple.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, it just shows how like they play it cool about how Mary's like this hot chick and how like it just drives like men crazy in different ways. How like the one dude's lying with the accent, pretending he's British.
That scene at the end when it all comes to head and he's just like not British. He's like a hick.
That guy did such a good job in that movie. That's so funny.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, it's a twisted movie. It's like it's lighthearted, but it has this like real like dark side in a way that all these people like lose their shit completely and like stalk her.
Yeah, for
life.
sure.
And she's just like oblivious and adorable.
Yeah, she's very perfect for the role. Ben Stiller's perfect. I love the part at the end when he like brings her Brett Favre and he touches the brother's ear. That'll get you in the feels, huh?
Totally. And that's why romantic comedies are the best. Out of nowhere, it just hits you and you want to cry. And what's better than that? Invoking that feeling.
Yeah.
Happy tears.
You know, also like, because we're saying romantic comedies, right? So like this one I think on your list is like the funniest.
Yeah.
There's romantic, but there's a whole lot of comedy.
Yeah,
you know what
totally.
I mean?
Some of them,
Yeah,
some of the movies when I was
hilarious.
looking at it, like weren't enough comedy, and like Pretty Woman kept coming up, for example. Which it's a love story, there's comedy in it, but like someone also got slapped the fuck up in it. It was like serious, so I couldn't really put those type of movies on the list. It had to be funny. My list, the movies had to make you laugh.
Some of them make me laugh, but yeah, absolutely. For sure. Coming in at number fucking 7.
Number 7 on top 9 romantic comedies is The Wedding Singer. What Adam Sandler.
I almost think your list is like reversed almost. Like to me, I almost
To
like
you.
your list. Yes. Tom Cassidy, Top 9 podcast. Was Adele Carollo? But yeah, Wedding Singer. So good. Also 1998. Similar to fucking Something About Mary.
Yeah, this is a good time for romantic comedies in the theaters. Everyone was going to see these movies. They did really well.
But it's all about like the combination. So this is Adam Sandler and
Drew Barrymore.
it's their first movie together, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had a few after that.
Yeah. She's so lovable, and you just want her to find love. And she had that shitty boyfriend for most of the movie, and you were just rooting for her to, like, see the light and get the fuck away from him.
There's always that misunderstanding in movies. Like when he was going to tell her that he loved her, and she was looking at the mirror with the wedding dress on, and she was pretending that she was his wife, and he thought that she was thinking that she was the dickhead's wife, and then he left.
Yeah.
There's always the misunderstanding in these films.
And in romantic comedies, they could be the most ridiculous and far-fetched, but because of the genre, you're like, I bought it.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I
Also,
get it.
yeah, Ben Stiller's wife is in this movie.
He puts cameos. Ben Stiller's wife is in this movie?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore's friend who tries to tries to bang Adam Sandler's character.
Totally. Yeah, he puts her in his movies. So does Adam Sandler. He puts his wife in all of his movies. I'm trying to think where she was in this movie because it's like legit every single movie he does. He
I
puts his
didn't
wife
even
in.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like small, quick cameos, but she's in all of his movies.
Good for her. But Ben Stiller's wife in this plays such a funny whore.
Yeah.
Like she's got that good part of like around that time when he's sad and he's not sure if he wants to be with her or not, and she's like, "It's money, Robbie. She wants money." It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. His little nieces and nephews just like torturing him.
Yeah.
And then he teaches music to that old lady, and she pays him in meatballs.
Yeah, she's good. I'll tell you, man, old ladies really are the best. Like if you have a good, it's like fat comedians. Like you can't really miss.
Yeah.
But fat comedians and old ladies die. So it's a dangerous game that you play. I'm looking at you. You know who I'm talking to, fat comedian friend. But yeah, man, she was great.
And then when he spirals and he's singing at that wedding and he changes the words, what's the song he's singing?
Fuck. It's I know what you're talking about. So perfect.
So perfect.
Love Stinks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he he gets strangled with the microphone cord.
Yeah.
That's the father of the bride or whatever. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the bad guys in that movie, like her, Drew Barrymore's fiance, so good. The girl who leaves Adam Sandler is so good.
Yeah.
They play 80s so well.
Yeah.
All those people.
That costume designer had a ball with that. Like the details, the hair, the freaking neckties, everything was so good.
Buscemi's really good in that in the beginning.
Yeah, Adam has his whole crew in that movie.
The best man, the better man. But yeah, he is such a good wedding singer.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah. I'm thinking about like comedy lately, and I feel like a wedding singer in the sense of like people just like want, like he enjoyed just being a wedding singer.
Yeah, the simple life. He was content. In the beginning of the movie, when he was like talking to Drew Barrymore, he was so in love and like so optimistic and like believed in the whole thing and like witnessed it every night and still believed in it. Like loved the whole idea of it. And see him turn is part of the fun. But yeah, he was content. He was happy to live his little life, but she was not having it. She fucking dumped his ass.
Oh yeah. Well, it all worked out. Also, we didn't talk about just the end with like the on the airplane.
Yeah.
It's definitely just it's a good.
What's his name? Billy Idol.
Is it really him?
Yes, 100% it's
it
really
wasn't
him.
Really him.
It was really him.
He didn't age that much from that time. He still looked good in that movie.
The stewardess was Adam Sandler's wife in that scene. That's
really?
That's where she appeared. Yep.
Good for her.
She was in that. But yeah, Billy
They've been married for like
forever.
Since, yeah, okay.
And he's putting his daughters in his movies now too.
Nepotism at its finest. The Judd Apatow type shit.
It's
Well,
super
Judd
cute.
Apatow's actresses, daughters are pretty good at acting, so God bless them.
They are.
I like that older one. She's in Euphoria.
Yes, she is. She does a really good job.
Did you watch that show?
So good. So good, but it made me so scared to have kids because I'm like, it could happen to my baby girl.
Yeah. She could become a drug addict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaks me out.
Hey, man, listen, you can't live in fear.
I know. That's
Your
why
children
I'm
are going to grow up
through.
to be whatever they're going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But yeah, that scene is so good with like it's just a great ending.
Mm-hmm.
The window seat too. He
Yeah.
doesn't give her the window seat, and then
Yeah.
he comes out with the song. Forget about it.
Yeah, and then Billy Idol blocks blocks him from getting to her and.
And doesn't the guy say like, "Get out of my way, Billy Idol," or something like that?
So good. I love a good cameo in these
Yep.
movies.
Well,
They're
I'd
really
like to
good.
say right here in your list that I think so far your list is great.
Thanks, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I was telling you I couldn't think of something, which made me sad. Like, come on, think of something. I'm like, I don't know. This podcast is kind of educational for me half the time. I'm like,
Sure, you learn.
oh, really? Like, I don't
Now you have to learn from yourself.
So picking one was not easy. And then it came to me. I'm like, duh, comedy's my jam, and fucking romance. I'm a die-hard love.
I also say
addict.
that your list so far is very good because this is when I started finding fault with it. But coming in at number 6.
Coming in top 9, romantic comedies. Number 6, The Proposal. With the very funny Sandra Bullock. She could play
First time making the list right now.
Dramatic role for sure, but she kills the comedies. She's really funny.
This is the one on the list that I did not see. I think I've seen bits and pieces.
Okay, Betty White is in this.
Uh-huh.
So
I read the synopsis.
Okay, so she's like she's his boss.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that classic story of like mismatched couple. They hate each other in the beginning, like loathe one another.
In what world is Ryan Reynolds an assistant to anybody?
Well,
That's just funny to me.
trying to become a publisher. Like he's paying his dues in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a family business. He's super rich. Like family makes everything in Alaska. Every store, the whole town that he comes from is owned by his family.
Because they go to visit, right?
They go to visit.
Because she's Canadian.
Yes. She needs a green card.
She needs a green card.
So she forces him with the deal of promotion and everything he wants, and the whole reason why he's eating shit from her in the first place in this job position. So she says, I'm going to give you everything you want professionally. You have to marry me so I can stay in this country. He agrees to it, and the timing, of course, is the weekend of his grandmother's 90th birthday party in his hometown of Alaska. And because you need a twist and some drama, the guy that works for whoever, the government, that tells if you're a real legit couple or
I gotcha,
not.
sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. What's the agency?
Oh, foreign affairs.
Yeah.
That's not that.
Yeah. So he's on their tail. He's on it.
Who plays that role?
Buscemi.
Oh,
Buscemi.
making his second appearance on the list.
Yeah. And suspects fraud, so they try to sell it. So she goes with him to his grandmother's birthday party, and the family falls in love with her, and slowly but surely they fall in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends in a scene where they're getting married because they're supposed to be getting married, but she tells him and the whole family the truth.
Yeah.
And takes the bullet and takes total responsibility for what happened. And in the end, they end up together. And the last scene is them in the office with the agency and just like killing it because they really are a couple. And they end up together. Super cute.
What a love story. What a world.
Betty White's in it. There's this. I think I picked this movie just for this one scene. Yeah, she's in the woods and she's like chanting to like drums, and she asked Sandra Bullock to come in and do it with her, and it just gets into this crazy like scene of like the two of them dancing.
Betty White's still alive. God bless her. Who would have thought?
Making you laugh.
Yes. But yeah, again, another good old person. And the old people really do help romantic comedies.
They really do.
Because they've been through it, you know? So there's that sense of...
Yeah. And anything coming out of their mouths is kind of shocking if you're an old lady and you're even like cussing. It's like, oh, it's like baby cursing.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
Man, Ryan Reynolds.
Watch The Proposal. It's really funny. And Ryan Reynolds, so easy to look at.
It's the prequel to The Green Lantern. Moving on to number 5.
Number 5, going across the pond, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, I love a movie that transports you to, like, see how they do it elsewhere.
Sure.
And, like, their little terms of endearment and, like, the dating. And I don't know.
Only Bridget Jones. I love British people. I love their accent. It's just my favorite accent.
Yeah, it's so good. It just makes, it just is, like, I don't know, makes everything a little bit better.
Yeah. Better. 2000, I believe this was the year that this came out.
Yeah, and then there was three.
Three of them,
altogether,
huh?
Three of them.
Oh my
They
lord!
progressively got worse.
I've
the
seen
first
the
one
second.
is the best. The second one was really good. I'm not gonna lie. Second one was really
That's
good.
when Hugh Grant and Colin Firth get into a fist fight.
Yes.
He like throws
Totally.
him through a glass window. Oh my lord! What the hell happened in the third one?
It was about her pregnancy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But anyway, the first one,
so
this is
good.
the moneymaker.
Her journaling and throughout the whole movie and just like talking it out in the process, and it was just so good.
Yeah, this movie's also proof that sometimes if you play ball with Harvey Weinstein, things work out, a la The Proposal, but in a different sort of way. But yeah.
She gained all that weight for the role and like really sold it. And
yeah, props to her, because that is different as a female doing that.
yeah, and then she snapped right the fuck back and did Chicago, the musical, right after. So like 30-something pounds shed right off and didn't look like it was ever there. Because like, in the movie, she's like even like loose and heavier. Like you see her like rolls and shit. Like that skin doesn't go back.
Who did she end up with in the first one? Neither of them?
Neither of them.
Because it was between Colin Firth and the other British guy.
It was always Hugh Grant.
And Hugh Grant. Yeah. I just
yeah.
didn't say his name. I couldn't think of his name for a second.
That was her boss that she was in love with.
Who do you prefer, Colin Firth or Hugh Grant?
Of course, Hugh Grant.
Of course. What is this, the King's Speech? Forget about it.
Pick somebody for her, the character. I would say Colin, but I just...
She ultimately went with Hugh Grant, didn't she?
Yeah.
In the second one. Hugh Grant, he liked those prostitutes too. It was around that, Good for him.
He's a real Brit. And I was just playing a Brit, but I'm glad that she got British actors involved and her little crew of friends.
I know, she's so good that I forgot that she wasn't British.
Totally.
I was like, it's cool they use all British people.
I even liked like her apartment in it. I don't know. It's, like I said, I like to see.
What did she play, like an author or something, or like a copywriter?
Yeah, more or less. And then she became like a news anchor. And was on camera and like was doing really well because like people were just responding to her and like loving her.
She's relatable.
Yeah, totally. She had to gain 35 pounds in order to do so.
To be relatable?
She was relatable. But yeah, you just wanted her to win. Her mom was always fucking with her and like, I don't know, you just like wanted her to find love and get lucky in love.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The women love Bridget Jones's Diary.
So good.
Yeah. Do you have a diary?
I don't.
Did you ever?
Yeah. When I'm like taking care of myself, I'll keep a journal and write.
Do you read it back in a British accent?
I do not. I should.
Uh-huh.
I should. Probably make me feel better about my life to hear it in a British accent, narrated in a British accent.
Yeah, it's
won't
just
sound so pathetic.
It's it'll sound just as pathetic but classy. No. Yeah, it's nice to just try to do a diary just like every now and then, even if it's just like I have one from like 2008 where I just like talk about getting gas for free one day, and it just took me back to that time.
I once made an ex-boyfriend keep a diary for every day he was living without me.
You're single? What?
This is so long ago, and he cheated on me, and it was terrible what he did.
Did he put that in the diary?
Well, yeah,
now
he would
really,
write like,
all right. I don't know what minute we're at, but now we're getting to the good stuff.
I'm just saying,
we're
talking about journaling. We're talking about relationships.
So wait, why was he away from you?
And this actually is exactly what we're talking about. So
yeah.
I just thought of it.
Can you say his first name?
This is you guys won't even know who he is.
Yeah, so even better.
No.
You can't say his first name. What time of life was this for you?
Like a million years ago. Like 10 years ago.
So you were 30? What are we talking about?
No, I was with him from 20 years old to 30 years old.
Oh, a decade-long relationship?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this guy.
Yeah, I try not to talk about him because all I do is talk about him. He's affected my personal life so much that I really, really try. And the fact that I'm talking about him on podcast is not me trying very hard. But yeah,
it came up organically.
I did, totally did.
I was watching The Nanny the other day, which is on HBO Max. What a great show! And Cece said that Mr. Sheffield ruined men for her. So is this what you're saying?
Yeah, this guy
Sure, Mr. Sheffield?
is Mr. Sheffield. Yeah, all the guys are dealing with the
So
shit
wait
he
a
did
minute.
to me.
You went out with this guy for a decade.
Mhm.
At what point did you ask him to do a diary about missing you?
In
And
the beginning.
what did he say?
In the beginning, like in our early 20s, he did it. He like kept it was like a composition notebook, and he would write. And I remember one.
How early on in the relationship is this?
Like the first couple of years.
Okay.
First few years, he cheated on me the entire time. It was bad. It was really bad. Master manipulator.
It's hard being in a relationship in your early 20s.
Yeah,
I'll tell
I was
you.
super
Being
young,
in,
and I
I'll
like
tell you.
wanted it so bad to be forever. Like was like determined.
Yeah,
to
you're
a
watching
fault.
all these movies.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. But yeah, you journal entry. It lasted like a week. But I remember one entry he said, I forgot it was my mother's birthday today because I was so upset. I said, yes.
Wait, why was he so upset?
Because he cheated on me and I broke up with him.
Oh,
so
wait
he
a
had
minute.
a
You were
journal.
like,
I'm out.
how'd you find out he cheated on you?
How did I find out this time?
Wait, it wasn't the first time you found out he cheated on you?
No.
Hmm.
No.
So how many times did you forgive him for cheating on you?
So many times.
How many times? More than 9?
No.
Let's change the list. This is top 9 times Adele forgave her first boyfriend for cheating on her. Coming in at
Listen.
number 9.
I wasn't the woman I am today. I would never stand for that shit
Hey, listen,
today.
you got to learn from past
But
mistakes.
he was so good at apologizing.
Pain is another form of love.
He laid it on real thick,
Uh-huh.
and I really thought it wouldn't happen again every time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he learned his lesson. But yeah, the journal
So wait a
came
minute.
to be because I was out, and I was like, I'm not talking to you. It's over. Keep a journal. Show me how much you miss me. I'll read it and let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did.
But even the journal's probably propaganda, right? It was just a ploy to get you back, right?
Totally.
Which he did for a week.
Totally.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would.
So wait, we don't. I mean, literally, I'm ready to rip the list up and talk about this for the next 35 minutes.
No,
but
no.
no. But that time, how did you find out?
The girl. It was always the girl who somehow messaged.
She reached out to you?
Yeah, messaged you or told you or ran
How does
into
that go?
you.
How does that go? The girl like says, "Hey."
You know, I think that you
I-
always have an intuition. You know,
Uh-huh.
so
Sure.
it was his friend's girlfriend. So I had an intuition about.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He hooked up
Yeah.
with his friend's girlfriend,
Yeah,
and she told you.
yeah, because the friend and her
This bro can't
Broke
keep her
up.
mouth shut. Oh,
they
and
broke up. So she
okay.
was like spiraling and like ripping and doing all the
You keep
damage
up
she
with her?
could.
How's she doing these days?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
And she was so ugly too. I
Another
remember.
Queens broad?
Yeah, Queens girl.
Mhm.
Like so gross too. It didn't
Oh, the
matter.
wicked webs we weave. But
That's mean. I don't mean to say that. I'm mad about it. Not anymore, but
Sure. But I get it. Hey, man. I don't know. I think it's important to talk about these type of things. Also, it's like, what you acting like you don't want to talk about it is silly. I think, you know.
I mean,
Sometimes you have to face these things head on.
totally. I'm happy to talk about it, but we don't have that long.
No, we don't. Coming in at
Number 4.
4.
Top 9 romantic comedies while you were sleeping.
I feel like I should pour you a glass of wine right now.
I definitely dish a lot more if I
Number
was
4.
drinking.
Adele's boyfriend used to cheat on her while she was sleeping.
Yeah, he used to sneak out while I was sleeping. Yeah, no, totally. I used to be scared to take naps because he would just like leave.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Was he
Legit.
Italian?
No.
Okay, we don't have to get into what his lineage was. I was just hoping he was Italian. 'Cause-
No, he wasn't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh,
While you were sleeping.
While you were sleeping. I watched
Meg
that
Ryan,
last night.
second time.
No, Sandra Bullock.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up with Sleepless in Seattle. You could see where I'd make that mistake. While You Were Sleeping is a good movie.
Good movie. It's so different. It's like ridiculous. It's freaking amnesia and
Yeah.
saving someone's life on the train tracks. Like it's the drama that you come to love and
I've seen this film.
rom-coms.
Yes, I saw this movie a long time ago. What I'm kind of having trouble recalling is like, why did she lie about being in a relationship with the dude who was in the coma?
So she was in the hospital. She saved his life. So she's standing in the hospital looking at him, and they're like, family only, like not letting her in the room. So she's standing outside the room, and she sighs to herself and says, I was supposed to marry that guy. And a
'Cause she
nurse
okay.
hears her and goes, oh my God, this is his fiance. And then it spirals from there. And as
Yes.
romantic comedies do, the most ridiculous reasoning becomes the basis of a movie.
Yeah. It's also funny of like just the idea of her having to keep up that lie.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
and then the grandmother has a bad heart. So she didn't want to literally break her heart and kill off grandma by breaking this news. And one of the characters, friend of the family, neighbor, Soul, he overheard Sandra talking to the guy in a coma and admitting the truth. And he actually was like, keep your fucking mouth shut. Let's not hurt this family. You're bringing joy to the family. It's
That's
Christmas.
insane. Yeah.
Oh, and another thing.
But then she falls in love with the brother,
she falls in love with the brother.
who's played by
Puddings. Bill
Pullman.
Pullman.
Mm-hmm.
He's
our
not
Independence
around
Day.
anymore, but he's like really lovable, likable.
What do you mean he's not around anymore?
Not really. Like he's not a romantic interest anymore. I'm
He's a little
saying,
bit older.
leading man.
He was in a TV show that I can't remember the name for, but it's like yeah.
But yeah, falls in love with the brother, falls in love with the family falls in love with her, while the guy is in a coma, and it's ridiculous, but so good. And it happens around Christmas time, and I feel like that little sprinkle of the holiday season in romantic comedies really, really like makes it more heartwarming. Like the story, the Christmas lights, the holiday, like get-togethers, presents, and welcoming in new family members. I don't know. I just
yes, and
eat it all up.
I'm gonna save it for the one that I watched. That's number 1 on your list, and I know what you mean, but I also think there's like when Christmas is involved with these things, and like there's the sense of like nostalgia. I feel like an undertone of sadness as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes, but that's what makes you
All of these
vulnerable
movies
watching
kind of-
these movies.
Well, some of these movies too. Yeah, there's just more of like Something About Mary is a straight comedy.
Yeah.
That is a love story.
Yeah.
But like some of these movies around this time,
A little
there's
sad.
just the undertone of sadness.
Absolutely. And
The
I'm okay with
desperation
that.
of women. They have to lie about.
I'm glad I said
being
that
in a
right before you said
relationship.
that.
Yeah.
But no, what I mean is I'm okay with a little bit of sadness and vulnerability because we're talking about falling in love and it's like heartwarming in itself. I'm not okay with like
And it's both sides of the coin.
seriousness in a romantic comedy.
Sure.
That's where I draw the line. Like you could be sad. We're not going to be mad and upset and serious.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
I'll let the
Absolutely.
sadness seep in. All right, last thing about while you were sleeping.
Sure.
The last line in the movie when the guy in a coma, Sandra's narrating it, it's like ending the movie. She's like, he once asked me when I fell in love with Bill, and I told him it was while you were sleeping. So
Forget about it.
Oh,
That's the
so
last
cute.
line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
good.
also these names are that's a really good name for a movie.
Mhm.
While you were sleeping.
Mhm.
Just figure out the script. It doesn't really
Mhm.
matter. It's good.
Genius.
We know that she says that at the end.
Yeah.
Cut, print, Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock. Let's make
Let's write the
$200
movie,
million.
yeah.
I get it.
Totally.
Coming in at number 3.
Number 3. I love this movie.
Mm.
Top 9 romantic comedies. My number 3 is 9 Months.
9 months. I saw this in theaters when I was
Julianne
10.
Moore, Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a cute Brit.
Hugh
Stays
Grant's
true
making
to
his
himself.
second appearance on the list.
And yeah, it was so good because it also involves pregnancy,
Mhm.
babies. So it heightens the level of seriousness. Like we're talking now, there's another life we're taking care of. To,
Yes.
you know, this
True love, a child.
Yeah.
Unless you're a monster. But yeah. No, yeah. I'm saying people love their baby.
Yeah.
Unlike it's a different kind of love.
But you see the father, the Hugh Grant character,
Mhm.
like go through it.
Because they're in a relationship at the beginning of that movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pregnancy kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
But then brings it back together ultimately.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know why I enjoy this movie so much. I just think that they're like their energy and like their faces and the dialogue is just it just makes me laugh. I just love it's like an entertaining love story that
Yes.
really
I prefer
enjoy.
Knocked Up, but
Yeah.
9 Months is a good movie, which I saw with my sister, who would become pregnant a few years later. So,
Okay.
foreshadowing. I'm saying if we went to a different movie, maybe she wouldn't have gotten pregnant.
Years later,
Beautiful nephew Ryan wouldn't be here. That hot piece of ass.
I
Shout
think it'd
out
be
to
like,
you, Ryan.
we saw the movie and then she found out that night she was pregnant. Years later, she got pregnant. Where's the relation?
I don't know. I guess because I saw it with my sister when she. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just made me think of it.
Getting preggers.
I also remember seeing that movie, and I was 10, and like someone had like Toy Story, I think, had come out too, and like I felt like this was like the first time where I felt like old when I wasn't at all.
I mean,
I was 10 years
serious
old.
subject matter.
Mm-hmm. Pregnancy, yeah, absolutely.
You know, but Knocked Up definitely was another version of this. That was a funny movie too. I was trying to think of more current romantic comedies.
Not as realistic Knocked Up though, because Seth Rogen, she would have probably had that baby aborted. Probably.
No, some people just can't do abortions.
Yeah. No. I get it. Top 9 podcast is sponsored by abortions.
Donate to Planned Parenthood. Give people the choice.
Someone tweeted, it's like a stock joke, but someone tweeted yesterday, it always rains on Mother's Day because all of the aborted babies are crying.
Oh my God.
It's pretty funny.
Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, 9 months. How did he knock her up? Did the condom break or did they just not wear a condom one night?
I think
Something
it was
like
a
that.
birth control fail. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Arnold is in that movie, who
Yes.
should have been aborted.
He was funny. The best friend, like the chubby best friend, always comes in handy when it's like a gorgeous male lead.
Who was the chubby friend?
Tom Arnold.
Oh, Tom Arnold. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, again,
And,
see, old people and fat people.
Suzik, what's her name? Played his sister.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of her name. Also, we didn't mention Robin Williams as well.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9
So well
months.
for him.
I feel like it's not popular, but rent it, buy it, see it. It's so good.
Yeah, no, that's your deep cut for the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you're starting to be honest in what you like in films, and there's nothing wrong with that. Coming in at number 2.
Number 2, Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, my Lord.
Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks. This is
Now Meg Ryan's second time on the list.
emotional as fuck because you're dealing in the first scene is the funeral scene when he's burying his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little boy. Anytime there's a little boy with big brown eyes looking up at their dad, telling him how much he misses his mom, like, it's so good. So good. And you know, the talk radio, like it was a different time, you know. Now we don't listen to the radio and call in, or none of that kind of would happen now we have. It's actually pretty similar to like online dating, I guess. Like, is that comparable? Her writing a letter to him or calling in, or these ladies calling into the radio station, is that like Tinder DMing now?
Yeah, for 1994.
Like, you don't know these people, but you're interested with their story. But no, we have pictures now. They didn't even have pictures. It was just going off of the guy's voice and
Isn't
story.
that better, though? That's like another thing to unpack. Like, thinking of that, you know, before, let's say, 2005 or whatever, if you, like, broke up with somebody, you never really have to see them ever again.
Totally.
And now, like, you always have the option, like, do I want to see what this person's up to?
Oh, yeah.
That's a crazy thing. That's, like, that didn't exist
I know.
20 years ago.
I know. I was so against online dating forever, but then got a little desperate, and I had to just give in because
How's online dating? How many have you gone on? A lot of online dates?
Yeah, a good amount. I think a good amount, and I'm saying like 4.
Okay.
There's been 4. There's been 4, but I'm proud of that.
Well, you did some online dating recently, right?
Yes, I'm online dating someone right now.
Uh-huh.
And
How many dates has it been?
Like 5.
Oh, so yeah. I feel like the first time I talked to you about this, it was like after date 1.
Yeah, no, 5 dates. Going well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just missing that like chemistry that I'm like dying for. Like that.
The movie chemistry.
The movie chemistry.
That doesn't exist in real life.
That's why I'm continuing to date him, which is fucked up. Not that he would ever watch this. I don't think he would watch this.
Well, if he does,
he's growing on me in the sense that
looks like a homicide's coming.
Chemistry is there. I wouldn't go
chemistry's there.
I wouldn't go on a second date if it wasn't.
Okay.
But it's not there. It's not like it's not there like I need. It's not at the level I want it to be at, that I've had it at before.
That doesn't work out.
That doesn't go anywhere.
I'm saying sometimes when things are hot and heavy in the beginning, it doesn't work. Sometimes you have to grow love. You know what I mean? Plus, you met this guy online, so of course it's going to take a little more time.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm truly hoping that I'm going to get there. I'm continuing to try. I'm putting in efforts. I'm showing up. I'm
sure.
You know,
it's important.
Trying, and you know, I'm working on it. But it better start to evolve a little bit.
Sleepless in the East Village.
And then like I'll have like crushes that I can't stop thinking about, but it's just a crush, you know? And I'm just like, I have this real tangible man in front of me. He's tall, he's handsome.
It's hard, you know, Adele watching these movies in the 90s when she was a child, and now Adele's a woman, and you know, you wrestle with all of that, huh? It's tough.
Well, this movie, Sleepless in Seattle, she has a man. She has like a good, solid guy. Of course, the way the story's told,
he's no Tom Hanks.
We have to like kind of hate him because we know she's gonna leave him, but he's like allergic to everything and snores and is like a weirdo and like a super nerd.
Who plays that guy?
Same guy, Bill
Pullman.
Yeah.
Guy couldn't miss back in the 90s, could he?
Totally.
Good for him.
So he's her fiance in the movie, but she's craving magic. She describes it as magic. She just wants the feeling of magic that
she wants a widower.
That first touch, like just sending chills through your body moment.
But that's like, I guess now that, you know, you're still a young woman, obviously, but like, is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Like a guy whose wife dies?
No, I'm looking for sparks, chemistry. Undeniable, like, can't keep my hands off of you to chemistry.
But yeah, but that's a hot thing that's lust. That's not love.
I'm still a believer you can have both.
Sure. Yes. Well.
I had that with my ex till the very end.
The guy who cheated on you for 10 years? That guy?
Yes. That guy.
So you see, wow, the levels. We're gonna have to fix it on that one, huh? Jeez.
Well, don't.
My headphone came off for a second.
Okay, I get very animated.
But you see what I mean?
Talk about
like,
this guy.
you know,
it's a problem. But yeah,
okay.
No, all my current relationships are dealing with issues from that relationship. I'll be the first to admit it. But I've grown a lot. It's a really good time for me.
Was it Sheryl Crow? The first cut is the deepest? Is that until it's not? But yeah.
Yeah. It's been a journey. It took me about as long as I was with him to get over him, but I'm fully over it and like ready for something new. I'm like excited. I'm actually having fun dating. I'm really enjoying it.
All right, stop fidgeting with your list while you say that because I want to believe you.
I am. I'm enjoying it. I'm dating a guy, and I have a serious crush on another, and then I'm flirting in the DMs with a third.
I don't know why you think the guy that you're going on internet dates won't see this video, but whatever. You got to be honest. Keep it a buck.
I mean,
also, you don't know this guy anything right now, so
it's
whatever.
It's so early.
Yeah.
It's so early.
It's all good.
We haven't had sex or anything.
5 dates? Jesus Christ. Well, you're going to have to after he sees this one. One way or the other.
If I want to keep it going.
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, I'm not by any means a prude. I would totally sleep with a guy if we weren't, like, fully committal. But I want to, like, think that we'll eventually... I don't know. I can't have rules for this,
I mean,
right?
5 dates. I mean...
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's time to knuckle up, I think.
I don't know.
Time will tell.
But that's my point. I want to, like, not be thinking about it. I want to be like, I can't not sleep with him.
You just want. Yeah.
Like, it has to happen. Like, the fact that I'm even thinking about when to sleep with him is a bad sign. I just need to, like, want to sleep with him.
Man, women, I'll tell you. It's nice to
Don't you get it? Am I not being clear? I feel like I'm so clear.
I get it. Sure. This guy. Man, that poor son of a bitch. All right. What a list.
Thank you. We're up to number one.
Coming in at number one, this is Adele Carollo's top 9 romantic comedies. Coming in at number one.
You've Got Mail.
You've Got Mail.
You've Got Mail. Something we don't hear anymore.
You've Got Mail.
But yeah, dial-up internet.
Yeah, I watched this last night.
So good.
You know, there was
Thoughts?
there it's good, but it did fill me with an overwhelming amount of sadness. And I couldn't
Really?
really even put my finger on it. I think it's because the internet is different then than it is now.
It's more innocent. This movie, like the time, like, and it was right before. I feel like things got
I believe it was 98.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's Dave Chappelle's in it, which I think is
Yes.
funny. They always have those like comedians plugged into these movies,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is funny.
I feel like they help, like backstage or like off camera. They give like little jokes and help with the writing. I don't know. I like to fantasize. They do
I
anyway.
don't think they do. I think they just show up and do the lines.
They shit on the lines, do their own thing, and leave.
Yeah. But this is like before Chappelle's show, which I think is funny because people are just like, just like the thing of like, he was such a young comedian when he got Chappelle's show, but he's in a gigantic
Mm-hmm.
blockbuster movie
With Tom Hanks.
with Tom Hanks. Why is this your favorite romantic comedy?
I don't know. It's just through the years, every time it's on, I have to watch it. I'm just a
Mhm.
big fan. Her little Kathleen Kelly, that character Kathleen Kelly. I just like
Mhm.
love the character. I love her haircut. I wanted to like own a bookstore after watching this movie, and my mom is like, "You don't even like to read. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But like, you just would like love these characters so much.
You know what? Let's stop there for a second because I think that's interesting. You wanted to own a bookstore, but you don't like to read, right?
I just
You want love. So my question is like, you want to co-host this podcast. Do you like the idea of things more than the actual functionality of them? Now we're really trying to get to the bone of the matter
I feel like you're
here.
being rude.
I'm trying to make good podcasting. I'm trying to get to things. What I'm saying is, do you sometimes think you like the idea of things?
I'm a dreamer. I'm a
Mhm.
dreamer. I like to fantasize.
Uh-huh.
I have these big bad aspirations
Uh-huh.
for life, and I'm still working on them. So
Hey.
no, I do want to see them in full formation happening for me.
Sure.
All the things I want. I really,
Mm.
really want.
Good.
Okay.
All right. This movie, it's the other thing. It's like the miscommunication thing too that happens in a lot of these fucking movies.
Yes, and their relationship happens when it is, when they're not in the flesh, they're not seeing each other, they're corresponding and talking, and that anticipation. That kind of happens now with like texting the last person who texts or seeing your phone light up. That's the best feeling when a boy you like is texting you. There's nothing better. Or even like now with freaking DMs and shit, but them responding to a picture or a story, even the little fucking heart
Sure.
does something serotonin level
Which is
wise.
pretty easy. The heart one is like,
Now,
doesn't really put much thought into it.
It's
It's
too easy now.
serotonin,
Tom
baby.
Hanks was writing fucking letters.
Yeah, bouquet of pencils. Yeah.
So cute. And then she's reminiscing that line. Like that's the movie. Like for me, that like just like real emotional level of like descriptions and like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So good.
I found it kind of odd that she owned a bookstore and he was like
Book tycoon, but they
and
had
he
a
was
like.
a book tycoon and they lived in the same neighborhood. That didn't really add up to me, but
Well, no, they were like the Barnes and Nobles, and she was like the little fucking
sure.
shop.
Yeah. Also, this has a good use of an old person with Edith from All in the Family. Her name is, man, it's so messed up. I
She
can't think of
works
her
at the
name right now.
bookstore, like senile,
Yeah.
funny comic relief for
Yep.
sure. And then Parker Posey plays his current fiance, and
Yeah.
is like ridiculous.
Parker Posey's like the quintessential like New York actress.
Mm-hmm.
She does play good. I thought at the end of it, the dude she was going out with, Greg Kinnear, was going to end up with Parker Posey because
Yeah,
they seemed to really get along. I'm surprised that didn't happen.
yeah,
But yeah, this
Yeah.
was the first time I actually saw this movie.
really.
Yeah. That's maybe why I was saddened by it. I don't know. They're just like, to me, it had some sort of undertone of sadness.
They end up together in the end after such a long journey.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
And
it's
then-
so satisfying.
But the first time he goes to see her and she doesn't realize that it's him is funny.
Yeah, yeah. When Chappelle notices her at the table, and he's like, "You're not gonna believe this, man."
Uh-huh. But then like the other time when they're just friends for a little bit,
Yeah.
which is funny, and then
Yes,
yeah.
but you like see him falling for her and like
Mhm.
looking at her differently, like a little bit of a head nod while she's like being adorable.
Yeah.
It's always when it happens when it's like not unplanned, like when they're friends first type of vibe. Like there's just one day you look at them and you just kind of head tilt and think,
Mhm. There's also like a thin line between love and hate too, because like she did like hate him, but you know there was something there in
Yeah.
general. Even because she was mad that he lied to her,
hmm
when he didn't say who he was.
Yeah, he went to her bookstore with his niece and nephew, and that's how it started.
Also, not his niece and nephew. It was his aunt and his brother.
Oh yeah,
which is
that's
funny.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. His father was a typical rich man,
And his
who had
grandfather.
super
Yeah.
young wives. Yeah, so funny.
That would be a mind fuck. That would be fun though, to have like an aunt who's like a little girl and a brother who's like a little boy.
Totally.
Great film. Great list.
Yeah. Thank you.
What a journey.
Thank you.
What do I think you missed?
Yeah, I was gonna say anything you think I missed, or any current ones that should have made it, because these are pretty dated.
I would say, well, I'm gonna date it even more. I liked Annie Hall. You know, I know it's a tough one to call these days. I didn't say Manhattan.
I couldn't talk about that enough.
Annie Hall.
Yeah, that movie. Like I think I've seen it in parts a long time ago.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's not on your list, because you haven't seen it really. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I also like, in the spirit of viewers, or like before I say that one, I like Moonstruck.
Cher.
Cher.
Nicolas Cage. That was a good one.
That's a good movie. I watched that with my fiance in like Wildwood on like a VHS. It's like a good VHS movie to watch.
Cute.
V cute.
So cute.
And that's just a good movie. It's funny too.
Yeah.
Good use of old people as well. Her
Totally.
boyfriend, and that's funny. Nicolas Cage. I don't even really like Nicolas Cage that much, but I think he's great in that. And then the other one that I think you missed, which is a deep cut, and I think you've probably seen it, Return to Me.
No.
David Duchovny, Minnie Driver. It's similar to Sleepless in Seattle in the sense that you should watch that. You'll like it
Okay.
a lot. But it's about his wife dies, and he basically falls in love with a waitress who had a heart transplant, and it was his wife's heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
goosebumps. Legit.
And David Duchovny, the ladies love him.
Mm-hmm. Minnie Driver, she's likable too. Her
Yeah.
jaw is
No,
a little
absolutely.
annoying, but yeah, I'll watch it. I'm into it.
Check it out. Well, what an episode. What a world. What a life. Thank you for listening. What should they do?
Well, I'm still at the stand too, the other side of
Of
me.
course, yeah.
So come visit me, see shows,
Mm-hmm.
follow us at the stand NYC,
Mm-hmm.
see what's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to host you.
You're fired. You should also follow us at Top 9 Pod on Twitter, Instagram. You know, it's nice to see the people who listen and stuff. I appreciate it. Tell a friend, tell a friend. If you could leave a review, that would be great. Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe. I think I said that twice. But, you know, please do that, because that helps us. But we're going to keep rocking regardless. Thank you for listening to another episode of Top 9 Podcast. My name's Tom Cassidy.
Hi, I'm Adele Carollo. Thank you.
Good night and God bless.